This boils down to, I would say, one important thing. I mean, I say this before, if you've watched my TikToks, if you've watched my videos on here, and really just any of videos directed towards worship leaders and church music directors, to be honest, tailored advice. That's really what it boils down to. For string players out there, you know that there's different classical music genre. There's Baroque, there's classical, there's romantic, contemporary, 20th century. And they're all so different, right? And I think because of all the details that we've learned and just a lot of things that we've digested, right, throughout our classical training, we're inclined, right? I'm talking to the string players here. We're inclined, right, to only follow rules. So, worship leader, back to you. If you're specific in your instruction to string players, not just to the band, it's not just specific. It has to be so precisely tailored for the string player. I think tailored is probably the best way to describe it, because you could be as specific as you want, right? But then I think when I mean specific, I think I should clarify exactly what I mean. Specific for string players, I have to tell you, if you really want them to play exactly what it is that you want, whether it is the introduction, a worship song, or something like that, I would highly recommend that you word it in a way that is tailored for string players, because their instrument is totally different from a guitar, right? It's totally different from the drums, different from the keyboards. So what you have to consider is the fact that their string instrument is completely different. It's built differently. It's not something that is easy to play either. Every instrument is unique and has its challenges to overcome. And I'm not saying that you have to play the instruments. And you know, it's interesting because in my DMs, I've been getting worship leaders tell me or ask me, like, do I have to know how to play the violin or viola? Like, I mean, I have this cellist on my team, but I've never played the cello. And personally, I don't know what to say when we're having rehearsals with the band. And to that, I say this: you yourself don't have to play the instrument yourself. It helps, right, if you had that background. Essentially, though, what's most important is that you communicate your tailored advice to the classical string player. So sure, you never played their instrument before, but you can word exactly what it is that you want them to play, truly knowing like how they use their bow and how they have to use certain techniques, right? Like that is something that could help so much when you are leading classical strings, playing with your worship band, because this type of collaboration is still unheard of. But it doesn't mean that it's impossible to do. I know this because after experiencing different types of worship leaders and different worship band environments, whether it's the 3 of us or even 10, 20 of us, I learned that at the end, it's all about how you communicate to string players. To be honest, tailored advice, that's really what it boils down to.